Hey y'all, listen. Listen. This is how I feel about things. In life, and especially in this country, we have too many tales of things that don't work out well, tales of this is why you should be scared, this is why you should be fearful. We don't have enough victory stories. I love a good victory story. So I am here with my girl, Donna Maria, because she got a victory story. And we're gonna talk about it. I don't know if we got time to talk about it right now because we're supposed to be going to the store and I'm supposed to be telling her where we're going. So we're gonna come back. I just want to give the intro while we got some good light so y'all can see. Because if we're talking to y'all in the dark, you know why. We ran out of light. We ran out of light. Okay, so we already set up the intro. Mm-hmm. Now let me say this. So about 3 months ago?
3 months ago. June 8th to be exact.
June 8th to be exact. Mm-hmm. Donna Maria and I was driving back from Nikki Giovanni's homegoing.
Yes, along with another friend. Yes.
And it was like about what? 3-hour drive? 4-hour drive?
No. Okay, so it had to have been at least 4.5 hours.
All right. Okay, so about a 4-hour or so drive. Yeah. Late at night. She's driving. I'm probably asleep.
No, we were chatting.
Oh, I wasn't?
We were talking. Why don't you remember the night? Oh, my God.
And then if it's not on film, I don't remember. Because clearly we weren't recording.
Yes, it was late at night. And we had decided after the memorial, we had our hotel room. We went back to our hotel room. We decided to pack up our stuff and just get on the road. We were talking about, and then just how beautiful the event was and just how wonderful and how our friend, Kwame just did it. And also Renee and just all the beautiful people who participated. It was just so befitting of the wonderful Nikki Giovanni. And so we were talking about it.
So we were talking about it apparently.
And we were like, let's just talk on the way home.
And she's driving.
And I'm driving.
And
we're in a rental car.
And we're in a rental car. Yes. And what I know is we got pulled over. So let me do a little backup. We got pulled over, but before we got pulled over, we're driving. I'm literally, and this is no joke, I'm cruising. I cruise when I'm on cruise control. And then at some point, sensor lights started coming on in the car. And I'm like, y'all see these lights? Clearly y'all were paying no attention to me. And so, but I was like, oh, this is not good. And the lights, it felt like it was a lot of them and they were bright. We got back on the road and next thing I know, the police lights were behind me. And, I started getting a little nervous, but I'm like, surely I wasn't speeding. You know? Like it just never dawned on me that I was like speeding that fast. Yeah.
And sure enough, he came over and, officer, oh my God, And so anyway, I got a reckless driving ticket that night. Reckless driving, not just speeding.
Yeah.
When he told me what I was going, I was like, no way. I was like, officer, I'm trying to tell him the story about being on cruise control and the central lights and everything. And he's like, here's your ticket. And I was so nervous at this point, I could not continue to drive. Do you remember that you drove the rest of the way home?
I drove.
Yes.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it was because you was just shaken up.
That was why. No.
I don't know about a po-po.
Yeah, no, I was really nervous. And
I just figured, we always shared duties anyway.
Right.
So it's my time to drive.
Right. No, because I remember feeling like I was well alert and I'm always like, oh, it's only 3.5 hours.
Even though I feel like I drive all the way there.
Remember when we went to Chautauqua? Yeah. It was like, oh, girl, I got this until I was going to New York City instead of upstate New York.
Yeah. So... And then I know this. So, because it was 3 of us, we were going to split the room.
Right. Yes.
Certain ways.
Yes.
So, of course, because this girl wants to get a reckless driving ticket, and I knew she was going to have to pay for it because I ain't paying for it. I was like, don't even worry about whatever part you was going to pay on the room.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you sure did. I remember that.
Okay,
I remember money.
You sure did.
Yeah, I remember money. So it was like, put that towards your ticket.
Right. Yeah, no, fast forward. I got a ticket that night and then you drove and we spent the night at your house. We went the next day, turned in a rental car. Before I turned in the rental car, I took pictures of the dashboard. So thankful that I did that. Right. So the sensor lights and everything I had.
So we, at some point, because what you had said to me, because I forgot all about everything till Friday,
was her court date.
Yes.
Now I couldn't go because
Right.
things are real at work, and I had to work. I couldn't take up more time at work.
Nor was I going to even ask you.
That
was never in my thing to ask you to take a day off work from me.
But I would have.
Yeah, but
under circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
I live for taking days off of work. Like, don't play. That sounds like a party. Yeah.
So I rented another vehicle Thursday. Thank you for taking me to the airport. But we
have to back up.
Okay.
Because what I'm saying, what we want to say is this: with a reckless driving ticket.
Oh,
we want to go back to that.
Yes, and why I'm going to court. Absolutely.
Yeah, because what we know about reckless driving and what you guys may know too.
It's serious. It's a serious charge. And so 3 years ago, or over 3 years ago now, I had gotten a reckless driving ticket in Virginia. Someone in my family was like, you need to get a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer. This is one of those small towns. You need to hire somebody. And I know I spent like almost $1,000 for an attorney. I spent $1,000 for the attorney. I still had to pay for a driver's test. I had to take a 12-hour driver's course. And it's 12 full hours. If you ever have to take one of those driver's courses, the time is built into the system. So you can't get away from the time. So I took a 12-hour course. I paid for the course, paid for the attorney. I had to send them the stuff. It cost. So that whole case cost me way more money than, and I still got points off. The reckless driving was reduced. Yes. But I still got points off.
I was telling you a story
about
talking. When I got a reckless driving ticket. Now, I don't know nothing. I didn't have anybody to tell me, you need to get a lawyer. I didn't know nothing. I'm just thinking, I got to go to court. All I knew was reckless driving, you couldn't just pay for the ticket. You had to go to court.
Right.
So, boom, I go to court. While I'm in court is when I learned, like, oh, these people got lawyers. Mm-hmm. This is serious. And so, but because I'm already there, I just started taking mental notes, like observation. What people were saying, what was making the judge mad, like just little things. Yes. So what I said for me was, what I don't want to do is say I'm guilty. If they say, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Right. Don't say guilty. Because if you say guilty, because I saw somebody say guilty, then they try to tell their story. It's like, well, you already said guilty.
Exactly.
So now I have to give you the charge for guilty. Yes. So I said, I don't want to say guilty, but at the same time, I don't want to lie. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I also want to acknowledge that the policeman is my friend, and he's not a liar either. Right. So you had to kind of figure out how to make all of that work. Right. So what I said, one of the things, so I'm sitting here and I'm talking to God. God be having my back. So the good thing that worked out for me was the judge never asked me, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? He didn't even ask. So I didn't have to lie.
Okay.
He basically was jumped into what happened.
Okay.
And then I said, well, I can't say if I was speeding or not. So I didn't say the policeman was a liar. I can't say because I said I didn't witness my speedometer at the time I was pulled over. Okay. I said, but I had a raggedy car. And my raggedy car, whenever I used to go above 50, it would start shaking. I said the steering wheel would start shaking. So now I just got this car. So I'm driving, and the steering wheel never started shaking. So I had no idea that I was going above 50. Yeah. And everybody was laughing in the courtroom. The judge was laughing. Everybody, because it was ridiculous. But it was the truth. I'm like, I had a hoopty. And so he dismissed it. And he just said I had to pay court fees. And so when I went in to pay my court fees, somebody else was there before me trying to pay his, but he didn't have the money to pay it. So he was trying to work out a payment plan. So I went ahead and paid his court fees. As well as mine, because I said I was given a blessing, so I want to be a blessing to somebody else. And so that's what happened. I had shared this with her.
Planting the seed for me.
Planted the seed for her.
Planting the seed for me.
This is why we're here, because now we want to plant the seed for y'all.
Yes, we can defend ourselves. We can go and, represent ourselves, especially because those things really happened. And I had no idea that you and our other friend just didn't remember that they didn't happen. And I'm like, I got witnesses, and so I decided I'm going to represent myself. So coming up on a day, I decided I'm going to go find the Virginia driver's course. I took the 8-hour course. Mind you, it was the night before I was supposed to be. It was done 2 nights before. It was 2 nights before.
Proactive. She did what a lawyer would have told her to do.
Told me to do, right? I had the pictures. I found my picture on that exact night or the day that I turned in the vehicle. Avis, I didn't even realize the rental car company was in the background of the picture, which was so like, oh my gosh,
to show that this was a rental car.
Yes, and then I also printed my rental car receipt. I printed a copy of my driver's license, my DC driver's license. I mean, not driver's license, DC driver's record.
Yes.
Right? The driver's record showed the ticket from 3.5 years ago, but I thought I might need this, so I printed that. And I feel like I printed something else, but at any rate, that was my evidence.
Yeah.
I was ready. I also prepared a statement. I wrote out my statement thanks to ChatGPT. I did, what do you say to a judge when you're representing yourself? Ask. You never know. You never know, right? And the first thing, number 1, remain calm and respectful. So I cut and paste that. Not that anybody needs to tell me to do that, but I just thought that was good advice. Remain calm and respectful. That was number 1. And it had some other things, so I just went along with what it had, and then I wrote my statement. I wrote what happened. I wrote what I wanted to say. First thing was, Your Honor, I apologize to you and the officer for having to appear before you in court today for this situation. And then, I wrote it all. So, court is at 9 a.m., 3.5 hours away. From my home. I have my daughter this week, so trying to go someplace and spend the night, and that was going to be a whole lot I was going to have to rearrange. So the plan was always to wake up really early and leave town really early.
Yeah.
So we left, but we're running a little behind. And so instead of 9 a.m., we actually pulled up maybe around 9:10, getting to the courthouse maybe around 9:15. Walking into the courthouse with our stuff, the guard was like, let me just tell you, no purses, no phones. My testimony is on my... And so, remain calm and be respectful. Okay. So our friend took my bag. Took my purse, took my phone. She went and took the things back to the vehicle, and I went into the courtroom. I went into the courtroom, and Officer Price, the officer who pulled me over, was...
Let me say this too. This was deep South Virginia. When this officer pulled you over, now I do remember this part. He had a very deep Southern accent.
Good evening. Hi.
Good evening. Can I get your driver's license registration there, please?
Yes. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay.
Reason why I stopped you came through radar back there 89 and 70.
No way.
Yes, ma'am. Information back there, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and give that to you before it blows away.
Okay.
I'm just going to explain this to you. Rego's driving by speed, 89 to 70 mile an hour zone, Botetourt County General District Court. All right, ma'am, just watch your speed and be careful getting out.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, there's a bunch of us out there this evening.
When I tell you this is I didn't remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
And tall. And when I say big, I don't mean big like fat. I mean tall and just like RoboCop type.
Did he have a really deep Southern accent?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
I walk in the room and I hear the judge say, someone was already up there, and I hear the judge say, okay, so that we have the last person or the last defendant for Officer Price. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no way, I'm here. Right? My heart is beating out of my chest, my throat's, a lump in my throat. I'm really nervous. But thankful for all the yoga and shit we took. Oh, I'm sorry.
Shit. Yoga and shit.
Calm myself down. Try to remember what I have to say, remember what I have to do. And the judge is just going along. This next person that he called up, first thing the judge said was, Miss So-and-so, court started at 9 o'clock. Why were you not here? You're late. You're da-da-da-da. So he just went in on her for being late. And she just, I had to find parking. I'm like, what? Oh my God, right? And so then notice, I'm looking around the courtroom. I am the only one, a defendant in a suit, Everybody else is like jeans and just looking like, the locals from. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna represent. So sure enough, Officer Price packs up his stuff and he's about to walk past me. I stopped him and I was like, Officer, I'm Donna Smith. I'm here, please.
Like if y'all thought she was late, hold my beer. Right? I'm gonna show you late.
Oh my gosh! Right? And so he was like, in that voice, okay, I'll let them know that you're here. Just very, professional, stoic, whatever. And at that point, I was just like, please, like. So he walks out of the courtroom. And then another officer comes in, and this man was in like more like a detective, like he was in the suit, whereas the officer, my officer, was in his full uniform, police uniform. And then this next defendant who went up, also reckless driving. He, an old white man, and he's just first thing that the judge asks is after the officer presents the case. They tell the facts of the case as they are reading it on their, they wrote notes and things. And he must have mentioned that, which I don't remember hearing, but he must have mentioned that this defendant was difficult. So the judge said, "Sir, do you have any questions for the officer?" He said, "Yes, I do." And so then he was trying to ask the officer, like, were there any other people you pulled, how many other people were in front of me when you pulled me over or something like that. And the man just answered just, matter-of-factly. And then he didn't have like a follow-up. So I was like, what are you trying to insinuate? Like, what, it didn't work. Whatever you were trying to insinuate, it did not work.
But we all say that, right? When we get pulled over, it's like, there were 5 cars that were speeding in front of me.
Yes.
So that's probably what he was trying to insinuate.
But it didn't work.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you have any more questions? And no, I don't have any more questions. He said, so do you have anything you want to say? So when he said yes, he, raised his right hand and he swore him in. And then he was just going on and on and on and on about how, this, that, and the other. And the judge lit into him. Because, and then so much so that he started saying, and the judge says, and then I understand that you were being disrespectful. Like, what was that about? And then he was like, well, Judge, I guess I thought because there were so many cars in front of me and he pulled me over and I got frustrated. And as soon as he said the word frustrated, I was like, you should not have said that. And sure enough, he should not have said that because the judge let him talk. And then the judge says, I'm listening to you use words like frustration and you were frustrated and that could show that you had some type of road rage. So he just lit into him. But the way that I'm saying it, it was harsh. I don't sound as harsh as it actually was. It was really harsh. So with that, because I had seen the interaction of the judge with other people, all of the other defendants at this point were white. He seemed to be a very fair judge.
Because like I said, this was like white.
Whiny road. Like, we're like, where is the town?
Yeah.
Where is the town? The South. We are in somebody's backyard. Yeah, that's how it was, Yeah. And so, so I didn't know what we were going to encounter, but he seemed to be very fair. And then Officer Price, I told you he'd come back in. They called him back up, and then they called me. I'm calm. I'm good. I got this.
Did you yelled at for being late?
He started, and I said, yes, Your Honor, I am. Because he didn't start yelling. He just said, Ms. Smith, court started at 9 a.m. And I said, yes, Your Honor, and I absolutely apologize. I drove from Washington, D.C. this morning. We left about 5 a.m. And he's like, say no more. Say no more. You're okay. You're okay. So I was like, thank you. And then I apologized for having to speak before him. And then Officer Price did his thing. Officer Price actually told the judge that I was very cooperative. He didn't just say I was cooperative. He said I was very cooperative.
Wow.
And so that was good. So when the judge says, well, do you have any questions for Officer Price? None. Thank you. Right? What do I need to ask him?
Yeah.
Let me just present my case. So the judge says, well, do you have anything you would like to say? I said, yes, sir. I was sworn in. I told him, what we had done that night, where we were coming from, what happened with the vehicle, where the sensor lights came on, the fact that we pulled over, it was very dark, it was very late. I don't know the road. No. And I said, and Your Honor, and I'm just shaking, I said, I have a picture of the dashboard from the vehicle to show the sensor lights because it was really alarming. So I presented that to the bailiff. He gave it to the judge, and the judge was like, well, Ms. Smith, where are the sensor lights? And so I said, can I come up?
May I approach the bench?
I didn't think about may I approach the bench. That would have been too I was like, can I come up there? And so the bailiff was like, come on. And so I showed him. He was like, oh, yeah. And I said, I think that it was looks like a check engine light. And he was like, sure is. That's a check engine light. And I said, and there was another one. And then I'm like showing the judge, and the judge is leaning over. And I was like, there it is right there. He's like, I see it, right? So that was that. And then I go back and I said, and Judge, Your Honor, I want you to know that I took this reckless driving charge very seriously. So I went to the Virginia website and I found a course that I could take, and I have the certificate for the 8-hour course that I completed. And I'd like to share that. And he's like, send it to me. And so I gave that to the bailiff. And then I said, I also brought a copy of my driver's record. I don't know if you want to see that. I said, I did have a ticket 3 years ago. I said, but Your Honor, I drive every single day. I take my daughter to school and I take myself to work. And I take safe driving very seriously, right? So he was like, let me see that, right? So I gave him that. And so then he took a moment to really just like, you were going 89 and a 70. That's driving too fast. And then he said, but if you do not get another ticket in the next 6 months, March 1st, I want you to pull your driver's record again for DC, pull your driver's record, send it in here. If you do not get another ticket, you will be fully dismissed. No points, and the charge fully dismissed for malfunctioning vehicle.
So instead of reckless driving,
exactly, and no points. No, I just need you to see the clerk and pay the court fees for the day, and that's that. So I said, thank you very much. And I walked out, and my friend came and I was like, oh, thank you.
So not only, but you also saved the money of a lawyer. But
also I felt empowered. I represented myself. And maybe people do this all the time, but I'm not in court all the time. It's a very, very, very difficult thing. It's intimidating, because you do have all these people with legalese and all this stuff, and they know what they're doing. My heart felt like it was coming out of my body. It was scary. And you never know who you're going to get. This judge seemed very reasonable. In fact,
especially in today's day and time, being Black and brown in America,
in a red county,
and what can sound like a racist diet. All of this, what I'm saying to you is, you can't always believe what media, what social media, the narrative that they're trying to feed you, that just because you are who you are, and you look how you look, and you sound how you sound, that the world is against you.
It's against you. Absolutely. Well, because we know this. Though,
we
right?
know this.
We know this.
We know this. So we want y'all to know this too, baby. We want
because what is for you is going to be for you. And so, even when someone else is, you need to get you a lawyer, they're going on their situations and in their experiences, and all of that's well and good. All I needed was a seed planted to say, I can do this myself. I don't have to
it can work
and it can work for me. Oh my goodness. And my friend told me that I did sound nervous, but she said you sounded sincere. And that was the thing.
And my story is, we're all human beings on this planet trying to do a good job, and we all want to be entertained, and we all want the best for one another.
Yes.
That's what I believe. So let me help you give the best for me. Let me help you. And you help by being likable.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to get feisty when you have to. We understand.
Yeah. And so me sharing this story with you, you're like, oh, you got to tell the people. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I say you do because, like you said, empowered, right?
Yeah, that was it.
We live in a society, and sometimes we live in countries, because I don't know where y'all watching from, where our power is taken away. We're always told that somebody else knows better than us, that we need somebody else, whether it's a lawyer, a doctor, anybody, because they know better than us. But what I know for sure is this: you are the expert of you. Nobody else can be that for you.
Yes.
And while you may not know the language, you may not know the words, but you know the feeling.
Absolutely.
You know what your gut says.
Absolutely.
Trust that. Exercise trust in that. We exercise that through gratitude.
That through gratitude.
We exercise that so we can feel it stronger and stronger.
Yes.
But you are the expert of you. Sometimes, and God will put things in position for you, because yes, a lawyer can be a tool for you.
Yeah.
But just know that, babes, if it's not in your financial deck of cards, you don't have to go there.
You can represent you.
You can. And we're not saying, don't go nowhere saying, well, she said it.
Right.
Come suing me because I said it. Now you in jail. No, that ain't what we say.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is there's so many tools out here for support. I literally just said, what do you say to a judge when you're representing yourself with reckless driving? And the first thing was reckless driving is a serious charge. Like this, I already knew. But it gave some pointers and some tools that actually, not tools, but some pointers that I actually use to help me write my script, organize my thoughts.
Yes.
And even though they took away my phone where all my thoughts were, written down, I wrote it.
Yes.
If I had just read what ChatGPT
probably
said, I would not have, it would not have been as authentic.
It wouldn't have sounded sincere.
Exactly. It would have been I need to try to remember what I read. But I wrote my piece.
Yes.
And I was really doing the work.
Yeah.
With a tool. With support.
Yes.
And that's what we have. We have all these tools.
And that's just it, because but when I went to court back then, ChatGPT didn't exist. So the point is, there's always going to be tools, and those tools will shape shift.
Yeah.
But when you tap into your power, you will discover what you need along the way, because the fact that you took pictures and who knew?
Right?
Who knew?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then I was going to win the case on the fact that the car actually might have malfunctioned.
Again, she helped them.
Yeah.
She gave them what they needed so that they can find you not
guilty. Yes.
You gave them what you helped them. He don't feel like sitting there making everybody guilty.
I know. And I didn't get that sense at all. Really.
Yeah.
So yay me.
So that's what we want to come up here and share with you all. Hopefully you get what we were saying, because I don't know, we be talking. I don't know if the message came across. The phone is ringing. That must be her alarm. But we got to go return the rental car. Peace. So see y'all in the next video. Peace.